Hi, welcome back. We are overdue for a drugstore look, and so I thought we would just do like a casual drugstore sleigh today. I'm going to be mixing and matching. Mainly, these are things that I've had in my collection. I need to browse to see what some new releases are because I've went to Walgreens recently and my Walgreens doesn't always have the best selection of new releases. So let me know if there's something new out there that I need to pick up and try because I'm not seeing it. Even at my Ulta, I'm not seeing any like new releases. Anyways, I thought this would be a really interesting combination because I've been wanting to try it out. I picked up this Revlon Illuminate Skin Caring Foundation actually quite a few months ago. This was like mid to early summer, and I've only used it a couple of times, and I have to say by itself, it's just been like meh. You know what I mean? Like it's not a ton of coverage. It doesn't look bad, but also it's not giving much. So I thought it would be interesting to mix it with Revlon Color Stay, which is icon, legend, long wearing. However, sometimes I have to be careful when I use this. I have to make sure that my skin's not super dry because it does have a flatter finish to it. So, and now I know they make Revlon Color Stay in like more of the hydrating one, but the one I have is like the original for combination skin. So I'm actually going to mix these two together. I think it'll also be a good color match because the Luminance one is, I don't know, it's probably not too dark, but this one's too light for me right now. So I think it will be a nice little combination. So I'm just going to do one pump of the Illuminance and then one pump of the Color Stay. Let me know if you've tried the Revlon Skin Caring Foundation because I know I've only used it a couple times, but I just haven't been wowed by it. But I have a good feeling mixing it with Color Stay. When you hear Revlon Color Stay, you kind of think of like 2008, 2009. Like that's what we were wearing in high school. And we were wearing it very heavily, but it's actually really beautiful if you just use like a small amount. It looks really pretty on the skin. I'm definitely liking the way that this looks better than just using the Luminance foundation by itself. I remember actually Revlon Color Stay was kind of a luxury pickup for me in high school because I normally just went to the dollar store and got whatever was available there. And at my dollar store, it was literally the CoverGirl. It was CoverGirl Aqua, the Aqua Compact, or CoverGirl Clean makeup, the one that smelled like cinnamon, Play-Doh, smelled awful. Absolutely smelled awful. Oh, no. You know what it smelled like? What was that face wash that people used to? Oxy. What am I thinking of? It was Oxy something. I think it was like more for acne prone skin. Anoxyl? That wasn't it, was it? Was it just Oxy? Did they rebrand? I see Oxy Skincare on here, but it doesn't look like what I remember it to. Okay, whatever. If you can remember what I'm talking about, feel free to leave that down below. But that's kind of what it smelled like to me. It had this awful smell, and the Dollar General, the Dollar General will be popping up every 2 miles in the rural areas of the South, at least. They had like a crisp 3 shades always available. And I was a repeat offender of the tanning bed, so I was always really, really tan, and none of the shades ever matched me. They were always way too light. And I go back and I look at my pictures. You know what? Bless up to me, because most of the time when teenagers go back, at least from my day, and look at their photos, they had orange face. You know what I mean? Like it was, you were wearing a shade that was way too dark. No. Quite the opposite for me. Like if you go back and look at mine, white face, tan neck, tan body. Bronzer who? I don't even think I owned bronzer. I'm going to pop a little bit of the Maybelline Super Stay Concealer on. This is very high coverage, so a little goes a long way, but surprisingly, I actually really like it. So going back to what I wore in high school, this was my routine getting ready in the morning. I put on a absolutely offensive amount of the CoverGirl clean makeup, and I put it on with the little like sponge that came with the matching CoverGirl powder. So yeah, we did that. Then I pressed the CoverGirl clean powder into my skin like as heavily as possible. I mean, I had like No shine was getting through, baby. Okay, this was just pressed hard into the skin. And then I used the CoverGirl mineral blushers, like the big tub of loose blush that CoverGirl used to make. Used to live for that. Like, I thought it was so pretty. And I used to just like pat it in with a puff on top. And then everything after that was very minimal. I did a thick winged liner, made sure my eyebrows were totally trimmed off. I think everyone had one of those little like electric trimmers so that they could make their eyebrows as thin as possible. Mascara, and then clear lip gloss. Like, I was a Bath and Body Works, remember the Bath and Body Works lip glosses? They came in multiple colors, but most of the time they just ended up looking clear on the lips. Yes, please. That was the look. That was the vibe. That was the look. Let me tell you, when I left the house in the morning, I felt like I had it going on. No one could touch me. I was untouchable with that makeup. And here's the craziest part. Because obviously I did a terrible job at applying it, by the end of the day, it looked really bad. And I would come home and always, because I was always going to stuff after school. I was going to, like basketball games, football games, hanging out with my friends. Get this. I would wash it off, everything off, and then redo my makeup for the evening. Do it all over again. That's just like unhinged behavior, and I think it's a perfect example for how our brains do not develop fully until we're like 25? I've had like 5 years of a fully developed brain, and I'm not even convinced I'm even there yet. Moving on, I have been really curious to see what L'Oreal Lumi Glotion in like the darker color looks like as a bronzer, so I'm gonna try that. If it does not work out as planned, I have my Milani Supercharged bronzer, but I want to try this to see how it looks. I think I'm going to use a brush for this. I think it would probably be the best. I'm anticipating this to be pretty sheer. Oh, it actually looks really good. I like it. It's very subtle. And this honestly probably wouldn't work that great if I had any more tan than what I do right now. I'm actually not that tan at all. I've lost most of my summer color. But look at that. Okay, meow, I like. And saw Lana Del Rey a couple nights ago. Life-changing, life-moving experience. Speaking of like the good old days, her Born to Die album was just like the anthem of my freshman year of college. Like, I can think of no better album to just replay and listen to like my early college days. And if you go back on my channel, I did a Lana Del Rey Born to Die inspired makeup look, because that's about the time I started YouTube too, like crazy enough to think. I wonder if it's still on my channel. I don't know if I posted it on my channel or if I just like did it at home and then took a photo, because I still have the photo on my phone where I'm comparing like my look that I tried to copy from the Born to Die album cover. But when I say I lived, laughed, loved at the concert, I did. You know what's shocking is that Gen Z has gotten like a hold of her music on TikTok. And it was very interesting because, listen, I showed up in my flower crown to commemorate Born to Die. Not one single flower crown. Not one single flower crown in the audience. Even someone at the merch booth was like, yes, my millennial sister, like someone's repping Born to Die, because I guess Gen Z only knows like the earlier albums, which was very evident because I was like mid-level, and most of the, I would say 90% of the people around me were under the age of 23. A lot of them couldn't even drink. A lot of them had their parents there with them. Anyways, these kids knew the new stuff, but not the older stuff. And I don't know. That album's so iconic to me. I just assumed everyone would know. But I guess not. Okay, this is literally the only like drugstore cream blush that I have at my office right now. And it's really not even like a blush. Look, it looks like my skin tone. So apologies. I don't really have, what I'll probably end up doing is taking a little bit of my lip liner at the end and putting that on, because right now this just is not going to come through. It is such, like, I do not understand that color at all unless you are extra, extra fair. She's not coming through. I am going to take just a little bit of powder, set my skin. I have this Revlon Micro Brow Pencil. This is probably like one of the better drugstore brow pencils that I've tried. I really like how like it's a very hard formula, so it doesn't go on really like goopy. So I'm just gonna fill this in. I have the shade 453 Soft Brown. I think that looks pretty good. Like it's a pretty good color match for my brows. Yeah, I'm a fan. Okay, so for the eyes, we're just gonna get really smudgy. And I'm sorry I did not have a drugstore eyeliner, but honestly, any brown eyeliner would work for this. So this one's just bronze from Laura Mercier. It's all I had at my office today, but I am gonna smudge it out with a drugstore eyeshadow. So I have the little block stack from Maybelline here, and I'm gonna use the brown in this to kind of just add a little bit of extra touch, a little bit of diffusion to the crease, but we're gonna start out by smudging this first. Actually just gonna elongate it a little bit and then start smudging. So just to kind of like fill in this space that's pretty pale up here, I'm just gonna take this taupe color from, it's the Maybelline Shadow Blocks, and this one's in the shade 82nd and Park Avenue. Also gonna sweep a little bit of that on my lower lash line. For mascara, I have the full 360 from number 7. To finish off the lips, I have a little lip combo here. This is Rosy Utopia from the L'Oreal Paris line, and I've had this in my collection for a couple months now, and I've been waiting for the perfect time to use it. So I think we will do that today. It's a nice little shimmery pink. And then for lip liner, I have the Exa All Smiles lip liner, and this one's in the shade Barrier Strength. These aren't really drugstore. The only other drugstore or like more affordable lip pencils I had were the Sephora Rouge collection, which are like $12. I think the Exa ones are $14, so they are on the higher end mark. Exa is Credo's in-house brand, if you've never heard of it before. But I've already used one of these and I really like them. But you could honestly just use really any type of like brown, pink, or mauve. I forgot that these feel really good on the lips, but I don't like the smell. They have like a heavy perfume smell, but they do feel really good. Are these the liquid balms? Is that what they're called? I don't think these came with like a box or anything, but I feel like they're supposed to be like a liquid balm, if I'm remembering correctly. I don't normally sport pink. We all know this, but I do like it. Oh yeah, I'm gonna add this lip pencil to my cheeks because my cheeks feel really bare right now. General consensus for me is that it looks very high end, like it's giving high end. So I do like that Revlon foundation combo mixed together. Not that any of you are going to go out and like specifically buy both of these foundations, but if you do happen to have both of them in your collection and you're just not vibing with either one, I think this is hands down perfect everyday makeup look. Nothing over the top, but we have a little bit of drama happening with the eyes, very like glowy model skin S, and I did a little pink lip. I strayed from my rosy browns, nudes, and just browns in general to step outside the box a little bit. So I hope you enjoyed seeing an updated drugstore video. Let me know what some new drugstore launches that you've really enjoyed are so I can check those out for future videos. And I will see y'all in my next one. Bye.